That's that balance that we talk about, Clint, before the race. You want your car to be as fast as it can go, and you still drive it. And Williams,
sounds like he's on the verge.
He's on the verge of being uncomfortable, but it's definitely you want it to go as fast as it can go, and sometimes that's not comfortable.
Speaking on the verge, he's a little bit on the verge of being uncomfortable as well.
He's going to
see that out of him.
He's going to need some of that Traveler whiskey by the time the night's over.
Dale Earnhardt Jr.'s car is 9th with Justin Allgaier. J.J. Yaley is 11th. Martin Truex is 17th. As we go back to green, Byron and Wallace on the front row. Chevrolet's inside, Toyota's outside.
Well, there's the answer to our question, Clint. The Toyota stayed together so that Tyler Reddick could push Bubba Wallace, and looks just like the race did before we went to the caution.
Dillon brothers side by side behind the front four.
Keep them bumpers lined up. So important to not get offset, get on that left rear, turn these cars around, especially that 24. You heard William Byron talking about it.
As these races get towards the end, you wind up being a little bit more aggressive, and on Sunday you'll definitely see some chaos at the end of the race from bumps being too hard. I don't anticipate that being a lot different tonight. They put a checkered flag out there and a trophy. These guys are going to continue to be aggressive, and we continue to see the aggressive pushes from Ross Chastain and Tyler Reddick in that second row, and it's only going to get harder.
Justin Allgaier up to 8th, make that 9th now as Kyle Busch edges ahead in the number 8.
I tell you what, Ty Dillon's doing a whale of a job. You see him right there, third car on that outside, and a 10 car, staying right there with it.
Now we tend to lump him in with the RCR cars because, after all, he is a Childress. Richard is his grandfather, but he drives for Kaulig Racing, located on the Richard Childress Racing campus in Welcome, North Carolina. But Matt Kaulig's operation is a separate entity from RCR. Now 3 wide.
I still haven't given up on Priest. He's the lone wolf forward out there, but that car is extremely fast. We saw it last night, and I've seen it again tonight. He's been from the front to the back to the front before, and I think he can do it again.
Oh, and the 3 racing cars were 3 abreast there for a second.
Comes Ty Dillon to the inside of Reddick, breaking these Toyotas up. Byron, can he fill the hole? Comes his help.
Yeah, and I'm sure that Ty Dillon thought that Chase Elliott would probably go with him right there, being another Chevrolet. Obviously, Chase felt like he needed to stay in that top line to keep himself in the position that he thought he needed to be to win.
Austin Dillon got kicked back to 10th and all that.
And you see a third line starting to form back up with Josh Berry on the outside. That's going to be tough to do.
And Allgaier is back there with him. He's got work to do now to make the 500.
Yeah, he is. Lost ground on Yaley.
Oh, see the 24 getting the back of the 10 car right there, and the 10 car kind of jerk around.
I heard William Byron saying that his car was sketchy with the help of Chastain behind him. He was in the lead. It's probably going to be amplified even more with Ty Dillon, a car in front of him.
Well, and Ross Chastain's still going to be really aggressive, and now William Byron's having to learn everything that Ross Chastain already knows because he hasn't pushed the whole race.
Well, my point was it takes even more air off your car. Should be a bigger, more of a handful, excuse me.
So the outside lane, Toyota, Chevy, Ford. The inside lane, all Chevrolets. Back to Ty Gibbs, 5th in line on the inside. Larry?
Yeah, it's interesting. William Byron in the 24, Ross Chastain in the 1 there, 2nd, 3rd on the inside line. William Byron is using the brake when he gets up on Ty Dillon in that 10. Ross Chastain never touches the brake. He just eases out of the throttle just a little bit. So 2 different techniques being used by Byron and Chastain.
And it's on for the transfer spot. Truex, Allgaier, Yaley are all right together. The 3 of them trying to race in. Allgaier on the bottom, no help.
You see him back there on both sides. And that guy he's racing, J.J. Yaley's on the outside of Stenhouse. He's in the middle. They're trying to get up there. No help behind them.
Yeah, and I look at that move, and Justin Allgaier just learned right there, okay, we don't need to be by ourselves 3 wide on the bottom.
Like pulling a parachute.
It's just not like an Xfinity car. So he's learning this next-gen car and everything that comes with Cup racing on the fly right here. So this is a lot harder to make ground and make yourself move forward than the Xfinity cars are.
Just proves that these cars can be tore up like Ty Gibbs right there. You see it, but if you have cars in front of you, if you get in that draft with these cars, you can kind of hold your own. It's badly damaged as it is.
That outside lane is much more for him. It's got a few more cars in it. The bottom keeps coming and going back and forth, so it'll be interesting to see if that organization on the top can maintain its speed.
Truex has the transfer spot right now. Now, his qualifying speed would get him into the 500, but he'll move up based on that position. And if he is there at the checkered flag, that would advance Allgaier on speed. But we still have 8 laps to figure this all out.
Just look at the connection of those cars, the connectivity on the outside line versus the bottom. That chain is broke up on the bottom. You got to keep those cars tight. Keep the momentum on your side.
But those, even though that bottom lane is broke up, those guys are able to manage to keep up. And you see Allgaier on the top again up there.
Right next to Yaley. 7 different leaders last year in both dual races. The winner led only the final lap.
Yeah, and just like the bottom move right there, you're just not going to make anything happen by yourself with one car behind you.
No, but the nerves are getting to you now. The laps are winding down, 7 to go.
Still got to be patient.
I understand. I can also understand his point, man. We have to make something happen. He's wanting around Stenhouse on that outside.
But that's the hardest thing to learn about this style of cup racing. You're not going to make anything happen, right? Like, you're just going to have to go with the bottom line, put yourself in a position to have that line shuffle. And when all hell breaks loose here at the end of this race, when everybody goes everywhere, you need to be able to capitalize on that by being in the pack.
Every position you gain moves you a full row forward in Sunday's starting lineup, and within the top 10, gets you another championship point.
Saw another shot. Chastain approached that 24 bumper. He started wiggling a lot, just like he's saying. You can see the car loose.
Yaley in the transfer spot now, 12th. Ty Dillon on the inside, back in the Cup Series full-time this year with Colleague. William Byron, last year's 500 win. Whoa, you got a little squirrely there. Dillon did out front by himself.
Whoa, William Byron got up the racetrack, almost caught Wallace right there. That was so close.
Well, and this is
Williams having trouble holding on to this car.
And it gets harder right here because as you get backed up from that lead car after it gets pushed out, it stacks everybody else behind you, and then it puts you in a worse spot.
Here's another look.
Oh, well, that was the first one, and it got off into the corner.
4.5 laps to go.
You think these guys are pushing? They're all over the place. Big time pushes from the back.
And that's just what you have to do, and that's the style of racing that this car creates.
Pitch battle up front, and the 44 of J.J. Yaley is there in 12th. He raced his way in back in 2011, but failed to make the 500 last year. Here's William Byron.
I might be blowing up. I got a sign on the dash. I don't know. Yeah, just keep going, bud. We'll know when you know. I know it sucks.
Well, that engine's got to make it 10 more miles.
So as we get closer and closer to the end, it's going to be who decides to break up this organized 2 lines first. Who's going to be the one to jump out of line the furthest forward, and will they get any help? So when that first guy jumps to make it 3 wide or whatever the scenario is, will anybody go with him? And if not, you're just going to go to the back. But
3 wide at the back for the cars trying to race in. Allgaier top, Yaley middle. Or Yaley on the bottom, Truex in the middle as they fight to make the 500. Meanwhile, up at the front, Wallace pushes ahead.
I like that teammate combination on the outside. Reddick on the bumper of Bubba Wallace. I have a feeling they're going to try to push this Ty Dillon out. He's going to have to do a great job of staying wide, being in his mirror. The runs from Byron are coming.
Larry.
Yeah, William Byron, he's saying something's going on with the fuel pressure. Rudy Fugle said there's no way we're out of fuel unless we have a fuel cell problem, but if it sputters, make sure you get out of the way.
And good luck with that.
Yeah,
at 185 miles an hour.
Done.
Thanks, Rudy.
Got some 3 wide here. It's going to be an opportunity for that Allgaier on the outside. Finally has some help.
Allmendinger up top in the 16.
There you can see him too, all right? You can see getting door to door on the inside with Yaley. Yaley no help. Stenhouse to his inside, or excuse me, outside.
Ty Dillon the leader. Wallace draws alongside.
That's all Allgaier needed is a car in front of him. Allmendinger helping him out.
Yeah, and that outside line is going to change the way that top line was able to stay so formed up. And now it's just the decision that these guys make as to who pulls the block and what lane they decide to go in that they think is going to put them in the best opportunity to win the race.
White flag, 2.5 miles to go.
Man, this is awesome. Bubba's out front. Don't get it too far out front.
Yeah, and now that outside lane has been able to pull that second lane back, it's let all 3 lanes be pretty even.
He has officially lost his teammate. It's going to come down to turn 3. That 3 wide slowed them all down. Got 2 cars in between him and his teammate. Big runs to the outside.
One toy. Oh, and Dillon's in the wall. He moved up to the top to try to block the advance of Allmendinger. Brushed the wall, but here they come for the flag. Wallace the leader. Byron on the bottom. Reddick in the middle. Dillon up top. Off turn 4. And to the stripe. Bubba Wallace for 23-11 gets the checkered flag.
Man, I really didn't think that Ty Dillon's car was going to be able to last. He hit the wall hard. Somehow, some way, he kept it up. And how about this? Justin Allgaier officially in the Daytona 500. Dale Jr. on fire. That's cool.
Allgaier finishes 9th. Wallace's Toyota holds off the Chevrolets of Byron, Ty Dillon, and Chastain. Then Wallace's Toyota teammate Reddick. And the rest of the top 10 all Chevys. Allmendinger, Austin Dillon.
I've always wanted one of those. Let's go!
Elliott, Allgaier, and Kyle Busch.
Bubba Wallace, a great super speedway racer. Does a good job. Doesn't surprise me in the least. Man, what a nerve-wracking last lap for Dale Earnhardt Jr. and company. Holy cow.
Yeah, but what a great last lap for Bubba Wallace. Great job by these guys. And like you said, Clinton, Bubba always does a great job on the super speedways. I said this during the qualifying show, but I got to spend a lot of time with Bubba over the summer. New at being a dad. So he's had a lot of things change in his life. He seems so relaxed, and now you get the results and confidence with a win.
And had to do it by himself, right? Lost his help with Reddick behind him and did a good job of blocking all 3 of those lanes and staying in the front.
It's the second dual win for 23-11 Racing, and Bubba's first. He led 6 times for 20 laps, leading more laps than anybody else in this field. Chase Elliott led 14. Josh Berry led 6. Martin Truex Jr. will advance to the 500 on speed, and it means that J.J. Yaley and Chandler Smith will head home.
That's a wild race.
Once it got started, whew.
I believe on the back of that helmet are his baby's footprints. Regan.
Oh, Bubba Wallace holding off a 3-wide battle at the end to get the win. Your first dual win, Bubba. You told me before the race started you wanted it to be a nice, calm race. It looked a little wild out there, but nonetheless, a great job by the 23 car and you.
Yeah, thanks, Regan. Man, what a night. Crowd's live tonight. Appreciate you guys. Hope that was a good race. There we go. Man, thanks to Tyler. That was awesome to see 2 team cars work together that well and learn a lot for Sunday. Did a great job pushing me. Our McDonald's Toyota Camry was really fast. 2 different balances from being in the pack to being out front. So got some work to do there, but all in all, man, I've wanted one of these dual wins for so long. All my buddies got them. Tyler got one last year. I'm pissed off. He got me one now. I'm good.
you got you one now, and you got the boss Michael Jordan one. I think he'll be a little pumped up this weekend as well, right?
Yeah, no doubt. I think he got in last night, so it's definitely a makeup for last night and the speed that we had. But we always know, like, kind of Toyotas will race really well in. So all in all, good day, good night.
Bubba Wallace wins dual race number 1.
Third straight dual win for Toyota. Jamie.
You know, all the hugs. LW comes over. Kelly Earnhardt Miller.
You were there talking to yourself.
Don't worry.
So much emotion right here. Justin, I heard you on the radio. You have tears in your eyes right now. Take me through that race and what you were thinking and feeling to the very end.
The emotions right now are really just because of how much everybody here has wanted it. Dale and Kelly and LW and everybody at Junior Motorsports. This guy right here, his hands. His hands.
Race on Sunday.
We did the race on Sunday. His lip was quivering and his hands were shaking before the race, and I don't think I've ever seen that out of Dale Jr. And he told me before the race, he said, "Man, I'm nervous. I don't want to make you nervous, but I'm really nervous." And it's the truth. I mean, this means a lot to our team, this little team at Junior Motorsports. Dale Jr. is an amazing race car driver. He's an amazing dad, car owner, and you could tell how much he wanted this, and our whole shop wanted this, and to see this happen. Everybody at Traveler Whiskey, Chris Stapleton will be here on Sunday, and I'm excited to see him here and debut this car in the Daytona 500, and Junior Motorsports being the Daytona 500. There were so many faces on this car that have worked to make this car happen, that this is their first ever real experience in the Cup Series. And we had a lot of veterans as well. Greg Ives was pretty hard on himself last night after qualifying was over, and just really proud of everybody on this team, Chevy and Hendrick Engine Shop, everybody that's a part of this. We get to go race the Daytona 500. It's pretty special. I've been here before, Xfinity Series champion, all this stuff, but this one means more than I could ever imagine, and it's gonna be really fun.
Junior, you did it. You have been pacing. You have been nervous. What is this moment like? You finally have a car in the Daytona 500.
First off, I'm so proud of Justin, man. He put the whole team on his back those last couple of laps, and he got to the top. And I did not think that was possible, but he got up there and made something work. And it was his only shot and got some help, so we got some people to thank. But just a great race car. Greg Ives has put a group together that's motivated. Some special people on this team that I've worked with all the way back to 1998. But I'm going to tell you, man, this sport's amazing. Everything about it. I've seen it from so many different lenses. And I love the challenges. I wouldn't want it any other way. This was hard emotionally. But I can't believe that we get to race on Sunday. I just can't believe it.
Justin Allgaier is in the 500 for the first time since 2015. This car was built at Hendrick Motorsports, but by Junior Motorsports personnel. Bubba Wallace, the winner of Duel number 1. Hey, we got 60 laps to go tonight on FS1. Stick around.
Welcome back, folks, to Victory Lane as Bubba Wallace celebrates his victory in Duel number 1. A big moment for him. Obviously, this sets him up in good position for the Daytona 500 on Sunday. He'll start on the second row, and we got one more duel to go out here tonight. But now let's send it back to pit road to Regan Smith.
Well, Josh, JJ Yaley coming up just a little bit short tonight. JJ, it was a heck of a battle out there between you and Justin Allgaier. Looked like he got the top roll. What more did you need to maybe get up there and make your way into the Daytona 500?
I just need a little bit more pace, unfortunately. The Green River Whiskey New York racing car was really good. I just didn't have like that pull to where I could just try to make something happen. So, like 7 to go when I got by the 40 and the 56 went by us on the outside, I just committed to the bottom and put all my whiskey in one glass, hoping that was going to be where I needed to be. And, with 3 to go, it looked like that was going to work out. I mean, I know with 2 to go, it just kind of goes into full chaos. And I saw those guys go by and just almost abandon ship. I still had the 47 pushing me. I thought, man, if it gets crazy down the back straightaway, the bottom always prevails. But unfortunately, I lost a little bit of my help. And, at that point, I was just hoping that there was going to be some more carnage off of 4. Didn't get it. But, all in all, I'm real proud of the effort that these guys put forth. I want to say hi to my beautiful wife, Kristen, and Faith at home. Just a little bit short again this year.
All right, thanks, JJ. Josh?
Well, back over here in victory lane, Josh Sims alongside Jamie McMurray. A celebration going on just behind us as Bubba Wallace celebrates his victory in duel number 1. But the roller coaster of emotions, guys like J.J. Yaley and Justin Allgaier had to be feeling out there tonight.
Yeah, heartbroken for J.J. Yaley, and I don't think that he did anything wrong. I thought he was in the right line most of the time. Allgaier was having to force an issue, and I heard Dale Jr. mention that. He's like, I didn't think the outside was going to work. Fortunately for him, at the end of the race, it got a little bit chaotic. That top lane got a few guys in it. A.J. Allmendinger pulled up, and it worked. But like every year in the duels, you don't know until it's over, and it was pretty cool to see Dale Jr. almost get a little emotional about being excited being in the Daytona 500.
Yeah, what a moment for them. So let's relive it all. Let's check out the highlight from duel number 1. And we were looking to learn a lot, not just us, but the drivers. And drivers were learning they had some issues right off the bat, whether it was Chase Elliott or Ryan Preece, Ross Chastain you see here. That had to be some nerves going on there, Jamie.
Oh, crazy that we sat here all day and then those guys had those issues right before the end. Zane Smith cuts a tire down. I just passed them in the garage. They're going to try to repair that car, it looks like, but he got knocked out earlier after having a great run. And then this mega impact for Chandler Smith. You see it got the 7 car, Justin Haley as well, and then Castro Neves had not one hit but 2 massive hits at the end of that lap 14 crash.
Yes, certainly. We go fast forwarding ahead in the race, and I thought we were about to have another wreck here, but everyone able to keep things going straight, and Bubba Wallace able to take this thing home. We heard the excitement from him afterwards, and speaking of excitement, how about Justin Allgaier, Dale Jr., the celebration for that man? Such a cool moment.
Yeah, it was cool, and I'm telling you, Bubba Wallace being in victory lane, not a big surprise. He has a gift for this type of racing. We know he's won at Talladega before, and every time we come to Daytona or Talladega, he's always a factor. 2311 obviously picked up right where they left off last year.
All right, we're going to take a quick timeout. After the break, we're going to continue to get you ready for duel number 2 out here at Daytona as Bubba celebrates with the newborn. What a night out here in Daytona. We've got one duel in the books, and it's Bubba Wallace coming home with the win in duel number 1, thanks to the help of his teammate in the end, Tyler Reddick. And speaking of Tyler Reddick, he's standing by with our Jamie Little.
Well, Tyler Reddick brings it home 5th. I know Bubba gave you a little bit of a shout out there, but you kind of lost him toward the end. Take us through the race and just kind of what you took away from that for Sunday.
Yeah, pretty early on, I thought our Nasty Beast was going for a wild ride. Thankfully, I was able to hang on to it. Knock some of the rust off when at Bowman Gray last week. So, yeah, I mean, it was, I didn't know what was going to happen there, but it honestly worked out okay with all the cars coming back to pit road that me and Bubba were able to get hooked up pretty early on and work together a lot there. So, gave him a couple too big of a shots at times, but it's a great learning tool for us to get ready for the 500. All in all, the main objective was obviously to get one of us victory lane, which we accomplished. I just wish I could have, held on to second there. It kind of got swallowed up on the last lap.
Thanks.
All right, folks, one duel in the books. We are not done. We're getting you set for duel number 2 to help set the rest of the field for the Daytona 500. We'll be right back.
The Subaru Forester versus RAV.
Welcome back to Victory Lane here at Daytona. Never know who you're going to run into when you go to Victory Lane. Well, you're going to run into winners because you're in Victory Lane. Speaking of winners, Bubba Wallace, my man. First of all, how's it feel?
Oh, it's awesome. It's been 2 years since I won, so I didn't know whether to stop on the front stretch or not. Didn't know how to get to this victory lane. I've walked over here and congratulated a lot of people, but driving it is totally different. But, man, what a good night for McDonald's, 2311. Tyler did an awesome job pushing me, so I appreciate that. A lot to work on for the next 2 days going into Sunday for the 500, but this is a great way to start off the duels or to cap off the duels and head into the 500. So I'm excited for all of our partners, McDonald's, Columbia, Toyota, sitting on the pole for the first time, getting them a dual win, back-to-back dual wins, so it's cool.
What advice you got for these guys in the next one? That was a little bit chaotic, we thought.
I don't know. Have fun. Good luck. It's competition.
We heard you might be the points leader at this point in the day.
I like that.
Yeah, you do like that.
Yeah, exactly.
What was it like to have it done with the newborn here and hold him up in Victory Lane?
Yeah, so walking out to the grid underneath the Rolex banner here, I'm like, why do I feel so different than Bowman Gray? Well, Amanda and Bex weren't at Bowman Gray. And I was carrying him, and I started crying, walking out on pit road, and that was super cool. I stopped and grabbed Amanda. I was like, I can't do it right now. This is tough. So to have him here in Victory Lane and hold him up like that, it's something that I was told to be ready for, but you never know until it's actually in your hands. And Bex was there. He was pumped, and he was actually cool all night. I took his demeanor pre-race, and it worked out.
You just wait. You just wait as he gets to be 10 or 12 years old, and you look back at that picture, it'll mean the world to you, both of you. Cool.
No doubt.
Well, appreciate your time, brother.
Thanks, guys. Have a good night.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, congrats.
Thank you.
All right, folks, we're getting set for duel number 2. Plenty more action to come. We'll see how things shake out in this. Let's go trackside for the command to fire the engines.